Oh yeah!
Alright, hope everybody's having a good one. Welcome to Planet Coaster 2 with Cookie Pirate. Today we are continuing where we left off last night in the tropical park, just making some kind of small quality of life improvements throughout the park. And we might come up with some new stuff as well. There we go, load on in. I had to take a short break after Flight Sim. And, but we're ready to go. I don't think I'm going to be on as late as I was last night. I'm also getting a slightly earlier start. Excuse me, hiccup. Okay, so what we worked on last night was kind of redoing the Mako area. So band player came up with this really cool kind of little entrance piece, and we placed a fountain down below. We cut out underneath the station and added a variety of food options and a couple souvenir. The hat stand, and then we have a little counter for balloons, a couple vending machines, some TVs, some chairs, a little lounge area underneath the station. This is not nearly as elaborate as what we did with the surf station, but in a kind of similar manner. We also redid the queues a little bit and had trouble painting some of them. I actually want to try to I don't think we're going to get the railings quite how we want it, but at least we got the path colors different. So we go with purple for the priority queue and blue or teal, really, for the main line. We kind of had to get busy doing some damage control because we had some bad behaved guests that vandalized a lot of stuff, and there was a lot of litter, so we got trash cans repaired, we got a little extra security, some extra janitors to take care of the bathrooms as the park has become much more crowded. Take a look at this. Look at the line for the Gerstlauer. I have never seen the line this long for this coaster. That's a good sign. One of the main things that we did early on was actually dividing the path over here. And what that has done has basically made it, because a lot of guests, what they were doing was actually going through and taking this path, going through the water area to get to the back of the park. And both sides were neglected. This side is much heavier. Not a lot of foot traffic over here, but there definitely is a little bit more now. Just getting some people over to these coasters out this way. And it just kind of got people out around the perimeter of the park to go on some of these rides, which really didn't have much anyone riding them. Dale, what's going on, man? Welcome. First ever tropical Gotham City. That would be funny. Try to create something like that. One thing I think I do want to do is reroute this queue, or not the queue, but the path a little bit, because it's kind of wonky going directly under the lift. Or we could just lower the terrain and do that. Because it is kind of low proximity. Going right through there. That's cool. It looks like guests were kind of jumping as the train passed over. But this is a full... These are full trains. This one is full except for 2 seats. There's not much of a line. And it's basically a station wait over here. With the crime, yeah, right? Yeah, with crime stoppers, yeah. Maybe move these buildings, maybe reroute the path a little bit over here to get it to go more evenly under the corkscrew. Maybe we can focus on this area. We've got the train station here. Maybe we can build a station. A proper, like, building. But I think I am going to go ahead and reroute the path. So what I'm going to do is get it set up first, just with 2 stamps. And tell you what, we're going to pick those up and move them slightly closer to the edge. Yeah, I like that a bit better. Station building, yeah, you'd think it's a good idea. And then what we can have it do is kind of curve out over here. Kind of right up there. Maybe move these buildings a little bit out of the way. Because I'd like to highlight this going under the corkscrew a little bit better. So we're going to pick this facility up and just move it. Temporarily, we're going to leave it disconnected from everything. And I'm actually going to do this while paused. Clean these up over here. We will relocate some of these. And then what we're going to do is just a couple more stamps right here under the corkscrew. We'll rotate it just a little bit. I'm going to turn the angle snap off. And I think we could do 3 wide here, so I want to get this right under the top of the corkscrew. 1, 2, 3. Make a little bit of a square. That's pretty well centered right there. Hey, Strawberry Jam, welcome. And then maybe what we'll do... I'm not sure how this is exactly going to work out, but maybe with these right here, we kind of tie that in that way. And then we can take these up. Just kind of tie... Oh, that works out perfectly. Follows the railroad track closely there. Snap those together. We'll move that back just a little bit. And we could even... Yeah. Let's relocate these. We're gonna make this a little better. Never been more excited in my life. Dale. And we'll also just move the staff building temporarily until we get this path kind of figured out. And I think what we'll do is just kind of... We could put a building right here. Tell you what, let's actually just relocate that staff building. Is it going to be in the way of the track? Yeah, if we do that. if we place it right here, it's actually... Ah, the palm tree's in the way. Okay. We could actually build it right around the support, and that works out fine. Some flat rides over yonder. Yeah, you know, I've thought about that. This park really doesn't have any flat rides except at the back, so maybe we can kind of change that a little bit. And we can tie the path back in here, or we can actually expand this plaza. Maybe we'll do that. Just build a couple more stamps right out here. And then what we could actually do is just clear a couple squares. Maybe for a scenery piece right over the corkscrew, I think would actually be pretty neat. So we'll take that one up. We'll take that one up, and then we'll just add a couple more right here. And we'll tie this path and this train station entrance. That lines up fine. And actually, tell you what, we could... Yeah, let's do this. Take up this here. Curve that around that way. That also leaves us a little more room for some scenery and stuff right around that. This train station actually tends to be one of the busier ones in the park, so maybe we could actually expand the queue a little bit. And this was all built before we had access to the straight... Oh, that's in the way. Kind of just have to eyeball how it lines up. I love the addition of the bump stops this gives. We'll actually just tie it in right here. And what I mean by bump stop is it'll kind of connect to the edge of that, so you can make like proper squares. Okay, so that's a bit better. Some guests are going to get relocated, which is fine. Now we'll just replace these buildings right over here, perhaps. We have room. Let me check something real quick first. We're gonna take these shops right here, and we're gonna... I hope these... Oh. Oh, they snap into place right underneath the corkscrew. That stuff is in the way. We'd have to place it here. And no interference from the coaster, so we're actually good with that. The supports go through that building just a little bit. Fine. Now, this one will not fit on this side, so we'll have to find another spot for it. So we'll actually snap the restroom into place right here. That works. We can put a couple trees right up over in this area, or what we can even do is just shift it over one, and I think that's actually better. That gives us a little more room for scenery, and it keeps a buffer of scenery behind here for the railroad. The last thing remaining over here would be... to replace this shop here. And since we already have beverage and food options over here, I'm thinking maybe we could put one over here next to... Oh shoot, come on. Maybe... That's not a straight path. Let's do that. We will need to add a power generator. No, it's Pip Shot and Gulpy Soda. Oh wait, those are all just drinks. We can add a vending machine over here somewhere. And we could even create just a little something out over this way. Yeah. Alright, let's go ahead and unpause. Guests are getting relocated. Alright. Yeah, we're good to go here. Alright. Nothing over here has any power, actually, so, yeah, it'll probably be good to set that here, cover that, put this underground. There we go. I think the next thing, let's do something with this here. Oh, don't want to do that. I want the demolish delete path tool, so we'll do stamp delete and we'll do our classic. Oh, this is only a size 2 octagon. We could bump it to a 3. How would that look? We actually, that might give us more room. Okay. Yep, here's what we're gonna do. Gonna tear that up. We're gonna put a stamp 3. And we're going to attach it. Ooh, that's cutting it a little close to the water. I mean, we can work around that. Let's angle that just a little bit better. I want to curve. Yeah, that looks much better that way. We can put some sort of a facility, a little bit of scenery up right over here to indicate the queue lines for the ride. That there is good. Yep, should be connected fine. Alright, nobody gets relocated this time. Let's just fix up a little bit of this right here. Come in here and gently pull this, just so it's not quite as, like, steep of a drop. And what we're doing in the meantime is just kind of painting over some of the spots where there's like dirt, or I'm sorry, not dirt, but grass underneath the water, which just gives it a little bit of a worse appearance. That realistically should all be rock. Having grass underneath this tunnel really just doesn't make a lot of sense from an aesthetic standpoint. Same thing kind of underneath here. And while I'm thinking about it, let's just have a little bit of fun with this terrain right here. Auto paint should be used selected. I'm gonna build these two pillars right up here, and we'll just kind of sculpt it around the railroad. So we'll just kind of raise that up. Alright, then what I'm going to do is when the train comes through, we're going to pause, and that'll give us a really good reference just to see how much we'll need to kind of push this in. So we're going to turn that down and just indent, just to kind of help us preserve the shape, but widen it. So that, for example, the train isn't hitting it. Kind of carve it up this way. But not too much because we don't want to break through the top. Trying to make like an arch. That's pretty good, but what we'll need to do is come back and just measure the height of that. It'll be easier to see. So kind of like that. And then we'll just kind of push up on this just a little. We're eyeballing it. It should clear, but we'll give ourselves just a little bit of a buffer. Kind of like that. And if we wanted to kind of smooth out some of the top of that, kind of round it a little bit better. I would say that right there is pretty good. Hey Shem, welcome back. Good to see you. Love the Planko stuff, yeah, I'm glad to hear it. Alright, and last would be to replace the water. Oh, that's too high. We flooded half the park. Realized it as soon as I clicked. Actually, you know what I see before we do that? Let's take this out this way. A little bit. And let's turn that down and pull this up so it's not like an inverted cliff. Make that just a little bit bigger there. Oh no! Turn that to sampled now. What that does is it just takes whatever is under here. While I'm thinking about it, why don't we also just kind of fix this right here? Or right at the edge of this building here. Yeah, that's better. Did we just flood? Yeah. Notch too high. It's a little tough to eyeball sometimes. Yeah, that's better. That's where it should be. Alright, and I think we're good with that. let's go ahead. Oh, what happened here? Maybe from moving something. Fix that path. We'll add something over here, and we'll add something over here as well. In fact, now actually I think it makes more sense to pick these up and snap them. Against that. A little path cleanup. Tie that in that way, and then over here kind of in that way, or maybe it would be better to do just a straight line. Well, it's not totally straight. Go in that way at a little bit of an angle. There, or maybe that way. Last park of 2025 for me will be Blackpool Pleasure Beach next week, and I'm determined to get as many rides on Icon as possible. It's up in the air whether or not the rotating seats will be open though, but hey. Well, that sounds like fun. Yeah, either way, I hope you enjoy it, man. Now let's just do it that way. We can put scenery pieces over in this way. Alright. We'll add some stuff over here. Get that cleaned up. The next thing I want to do is build a station. Relocate that trash can right there. We definitely have room to do a flat ride or something over here. I have to build some sort of a bridge over it if we place it, but we'll figure something out right over here. Alright, just while I'm thinking about this. Ah! Aha, there we go. Aha. Alright, that's a bit better right there. Fix this edge. Hey Jimpers, how are you? We can fiddle with that. I might kind of water this whole thing over with the way back here. Alright, that's filled pretty much. Let's see what, I don't think we're gonna do bamboo over here, given that we have... I mean, we have some bamboo, but I'd like to try to make it kind of like that there. So what I'm thinking is maybe we'll do the plaster. I don't want a half-width wall. I want a full-width wall. Come on. I want to go with shop front. Let's change the color. Let's go with maybe a bit of a teal. Yeah. That'll kind of match the, arch pieces right there. I'm curious how Bromik did the glass pane, and just around that is the wooden beams. Okay. Alright, I see how he did the glass roof. Actually, it would be pretty neat to do that here too. So let's go in and let's go with the roof type. I think we're going to go with a 2-meter slope. Building a new Gen Intamin Giga. Oh, nice. Alright, let's just turn that, line that up right there. I'll be glad to check that out. Alright, then what we have to do, because these were built with a 1-meter roof, so we're going to need to rotate it downward slightly to get it to fit the angle of a 2-meter roof. And these, yeah, they're gonna stick out just a little bit, but that's fine. So we'll set that there. Minecraft, what's going on, man? Welcome. What are we working on? So this is the station, just kind of a little canopy for this railroad right here. Now we're gonna advanced move and duplicate because these pieces don't snap into place. We'll actually have to shift every one just a little bit. So mainly we want them to line up here. And just lower a tiny bit. Hey, the tropical park. Yeah. Been having a little more fun with it lately. That kind of sticking up just a touch. Angle's a tiny bit off. The longest line ever for a railroad, yeah, and it's full, just about. There's people. This is the busiest station in the park, so I figured I would make it a little bit longer. Oh, thinking about it, I haven't seen Brawlmick in a little while. I hope he's doing okay. I was reminded of him because this is so I took these off the Kraken station that he built, and I thought of him. So I haven't seen him in a little bit. I hope he's doing okay. I think that's good there. I really wish they would allow you to add like these scenery pieces to snap in place when you use them as part of a building, and the game doesn't really allow that, which is a minor nuisance when you're trying to do this custom stuff. Well, that one might be just a touch high. We'll grab it and lower it. Alright, there we go. Now, one thing we could do is add a couple pieces over in this direction as well. Kind of give just a little bit of cover for guests out here. So let's go back into these pieces. Shop front window. Add a scenery group. And if we did that, we could just do flat roof. The whole way. Q crosses through it a little bit. Remove that. And that portion then just be outside. If we go to roof section, honestly, the flat top roof, I think, would be fine. Will Cookie Pirate be at EAA 2026? Ah, that'd be super cool to go to that, but yeah, I don't know. Let's add a couple more pieces here. Oops, excuse me, a hiccup. Nice having EAA in your backyard. Oh yeah, that's awesome. See, these don't really want to snap into place either, which is a little bit of a bummer. Try to get those lined up right. I'm not really sure how much I like this. I guess probably like it, keep them out of the elements. Let's see. I think there's enough natural light. Would be nice to add. Can we add an inverse? I don't know. And we could even do 1 meter pieces around the... Yeah, we definitely should do that. Not right there. Yeah, there we go. That's a bit better. I have to work on a school project. Alright, have a great night. Good luck with it, man. Alright, this needs to be rotated to be flat. That's pretty close. Ah, what happened? Really? I just lost all that? Dang it. Alright. Just add it right here. So we actually need to not add it to the group. And, rotate it flat. And there's a small bit of overlap. So we'll just grab these. I don't like that. Bump it up just a tiny bit. That's pretty good. Yeah, there we go. It gives a little bit better of a skylight in here. Yeah, I think that looks a bit better. Alright, so I can say we're done with that for now. Now we've got a proper railroad station. Just corner that out a little bit. That fixes the gap. We don't need it over here. Yeah, there we go. We'll deal with that in a minute. Alright, so we have a station that kind of parallels the Kraken building. And we can add a food shop. And we can also do a couple vending machines. Maybe we'll do that over here. So let's go in here and... They got the drink shops right back over here. And we've got enough space. We could add a food shop right over here or something like that. Alright, I'm thinking one thing that we maybe could do over here is to recolor the coaster in these here, because the purple doesn't fit the color of the coaster, but I also would like to make this a little bit more of a vibrant, but maybe a little bit of a deeper blue. It's got good ridership. Alright, gonna step away real quick and we'll be back in a moment. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about the delay. I had a phone call I had to take. Well, we're back in. Look at people getting on this bench, even though it's off the path. I suppose we can relocate these. This one's actually broken. Oh, we got a couple bad behaved park goers. Let's relook. Oh, come on. Let's pick this one up and put it back on the path where it belongs. Alright. Let's do a little housekeeping, and kind of in the literal sense. There we go. Same thing with this one right here. Man. Let's get that taken care of. Get that taken care of. That one's not as bad, but let's get him. Guests think. Oh, that should be free. I don't know why that was charging. Okay. So for the Giga, I'm making the saving the coaster as a park. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That'll actually be easier, then I don't have to worry about placement. Especially in a big footprint. Because it has some cool terrain work by the turnaround. Oh, well, yeah, that's another good reason. I don't have to do the terrain work. Alright. So we've got that pretty well situated. I can take a break from this park and check that out whenever you're ready. No rush. Alright, now we're going to do a stamp delete. Going to line the octagon up. Is that well centered? No, it's off. Alright. Let's try to do that a little bit better. That's almost perfect. Alright, we'll go with that there. So, oh yeah, take a look at that. Line's getting a little bit lengthier for it. And a good crowd of people down here. Nobody's really using the tables much. But that's fine. I think most people just stop to get food and then head out, which is fine. I like that. I like seeing people on that though, and this has actually got a decent line as well now. Alright, so I want to spruce this ride up with a little bit of color. Oh, I'll come in and take a look in a moment. Those are not right at all. I don't know why those colors are showing up. That's completely contrary. I'll deal with that in a minute. Over here, we could do another food option. The small shop. We've got the staff room over here, so we're good with that. I want to do a little more water work right here. No, you know what? This is only a size 2. We could make that a 3 and make this bridge wider and actually split it up. We might do that. As I'm thinking about it. I'll come back and look at that. I'm still not big on how this queue ended up turning out for this. But I really don't feel like messing with it again. It took a fair bit of trial and error yesterday to get that done. Come on, Windows. Really? Getting pop-ups. I have an update to install that I have to restart my computer for, and the Windows Store. This is one of my favorite things in this park, though, right here. Is how you're right here, and then you just have the coaster. It would be realistic to put fences up over this, but yeah, this is starting to look a little more lively. Some scenery, I think, would be well suited. Oh, we've got reports of the northern lights all over the place. But they're just a little bit too far north for me right now. Oh, man. It's supposed to get really intense later on, so I'm hoping maybe tonight we'll be able to catch them. But that remains to be seen if I actually will. I missed them. They were here last night, and I missed them. I was pretty mad when I found that out. It is what it is. Alright, we may need to turn up the dispatch time on this, but... or turn down. Is this... wait, is it broken? No, okay. I thought it was. We'll have to make a new park for it, yeah. Well, if you're uploading it as a park, then that I wouldn't have to worry about it. Oh, you couldn't figure out how to upload parks? Well, it should just be the same as, hold on, I'm gonna show you. Because I want to see it with the terrain work that you did. Let me save this real quick. And then what you'll do... yeah, I'm going to help you out with this real quick, though. What you'll do, let's just say, for example, I'll take this park here. Upload, you go into the actual park. If you save the coaster within a park and you save the park, it's just you go to upload to Frontier Workshop. And you upload as new, or you can save it over a creation. So, I don't know if you want to try that real quick. But, that's how you do it. Just click that, and then just upload as new creation. That way I'll be able to see your terrain work. Alright, you got it. Yep, give me just a sec. Okay. Let me just save over that, since we got janitors going to take care of those toilets. Ah. Oh, come on. I clicked the wrong thing there. So that's the coaster, and then this is the park. So it's cool. And then what you can just do is take the coaster and is save the ride as a blueprint or get both. Blackout. I like the name, not really. Depending on who it is, it might. Oh, and it's evening. Oh, that's going to be a cool ride. Let me shut it down. Get on the camera. We'll do the front bumper POV. And then we'll go ahead and hit that. Well, we already see the test results there, but we'll see the, well, unless we want to see it with the live stats, that's fine. Terrain work isn't much. Well, I could see just from the preview there was a little bit of tunnel work, which I think is worth. Only pulling 3 Gs there, so it's sustained, but it's not bad. Pop of ejector going into the brake run. Well, there's a bit of floater. Couple nice sharp S curves. Nice. That's probably some flow ejector there. Whoa. Oh, that's neat. Sideways airtime. Hey! Whoa! Oh, that's cool. Yes! Very neat. Very neat coaster. .98 miles an hour. 312 feet. The forces aren't bad. Yeah, some decent airtime. It's definitely more of a kind of a speed-oriented coaster, but this is really cool. It's a shame I would not be able to fit that into the park I'm working on, or really any of my parks. Well, the mythology one could, but I kind of written that one off. The really interesting thing about this is that you managed to get 0G rolls, or really more Heartline rolls, onto an Intamin Giga, which I don't think by default have the ability to invert, so that's really neat. It's got a cool layout, you know, you've got this really neat helix, some good pops of airtime, and some sideways airtime as well. I like that coaster a lot. Yeah, the terrain work, you said, isn't much, but it's neat. I like the little tunnel. I'm thinking, honestly, if you wanted to do more with the terrain work, I would enclose this whole thing as a tunnel. Or you could do smaller ones in other areas. No clue what to build there, so I was like, why not? I think it worked out well. It's really neat. This is a cool ride. Yeah, leading right into the double barrel roll. It's a nice pop of it's a flow ejector maybe, mild ejector, and then yeah, nice pop ejector up into the brake run. It's a really cool coaster. It's got a pretty inspired layout. It's very creative. That would be something that I would be willing to ride in real life. Yeah, great job with that. I like that a lot. Very well done. Let's go back into here and mess around a little bit. Anybody getting to see the Northern Lights at all? I'm curious. And if you are, I'm jealous. To be totally honest. Alright. Let's spruce up the scenery around here for a bit. So what I'm thinking we could do... I know it's a little bit generic, but I really do like these little entrance areas. So we go into Blueprint, and we'll pull up the resort theme. That's going to be just a little bit too large. I mean, we could scale it down. That will not fit there. We would have to redo the queue and the exit off that. See, if we did it over here, we could wrap the queue further around. Oh, man. That's actually really neat, but it's just a bit too large. That could actually be a better park option than splitting that. Park entrance option. I don't know. It's just small enough that that could fit, and we could... I don't know. I'm struggling to think of what we should do for an entranceway to over here. We might actually have to do something this way and wrap the queue around or something. Our other option, and actually this might be the easier way to go, would be to do this. Yeah, let's actually do that. That gives us a little more room right over here. And it automatically cleans up the litter. Ah! And we can just do a little customization with the queue right there if we wanted to. Excuse me. Oh man, I'm sorry. I get the hiccups all of a sudden. Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, we can do that there. Alright. So what I'm going to do is we're going to cut these queue lines. And we'll replace them in a moment. Now we're going to go in, add this. And we can customize what is on the front of this. Because as that is, it doesn't make sense. But if we do a little custom work, we can turn it into something. What we'll do is take this and actually shift it over. Kind of just like that there. Get rid of that and get rid of this wall. Oh shoot, we could have just turned that one around. Place that there. Delete that, we don't need it. And if we want to take those two crossbars up and just move them up slightly. Maybe right there in line. Delete that. But we'll leave the lights. That actually looks really cool. Not sure the surfboards fit. But we'll end that there. And what we'll do is run the queue back around. There we go. And then we'll do the same thing over here. Get that lined up. And run that way. Alright. Delete these here. Not that.
Solo ni Alvin Duplo or that. Not movie. Lemon or mama?
And we'll need to probably place something over here. But we'll figure out. Oh gosh. And we could do something with the text. Maybe we duplicate these. I'd like to keep the lights if possible. Let me see, maybe we can get a different type of sign, or just place one in a different location if it would let us. Yeah, maybe post and angle it. It would be cool to put some sort of a, Oh yeah, you know what? I've got an idea for this. The building's a little out of place, but it matches what's around. So that's why I'm not really too heavily worried about it. But let's, I do want to go in and paint this. Would like to give the track a little bit of a darker color. Maybe the medium blue. That kind of helps it stand out. Now let's actually do that. Give the cross rails a lighter blue and we'll make that. Yeah. Let's darken it a little bit, but not quite to the degree. Be about like that. Now let's color that the same. We'll keep the crossbars blue. Give it a standout, and we'll give a deeper green. Is that just too dark, maybe? Sea green, I think, works. And then for the cars, let's go into the station and just take a look. Alright, I'm going to pause it so we can see it a little better. Honestly, I'm thinking of a deep purple. Give it a little bit more of a purplish hue. Maybe kind of like that. See how it looks out of the station. Might need to make that just a little bit more on the violet, reddish violet side. Might stand out a tad better, but that also is kind of similar to the color scheme of the other coaster. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. We'll match that. I think those colors pop a little bit better. And then I'm gonna go with these here. And we're gonna make that maybe that deeper. Kind of match the color of the cars. It's maybe a tad too light. That stands out a bit better. Maybe we turn that green, that deep green instead. Yeah, let's do that. I think that just matches the color scheme overall a little bit better. And if we want to paint the queue, we could do that.
We'll move.
Perpesea Darbanale and I owe.
Yeah.
Loose the sleeves. There's soft limit. Loose the sleeves. Loose on.
Alright, that side is done. And for this, let's go ahead and change up the colors. I had those backwards. Oh. It's just this one right here. There we go.
Miałem giek. Izumel. Miałem giek.
There we go. Make those match. That's a bit better. Alright, for a nice little plaza, if we go into the pirate theme, they have a Kraken fountain that you can do. Haha. And you know what we could actually do is stamp that back over or just do a circle delete instead. And that is centered pretty well. And then we can actually stack the Kraken fountain. And we can scale it upward. Place it right in the center.
Lauma, você sabia?
Tinapre adasamo.
And we could do some fountains and stuff. Look at how crowded that is right here. Holy cow. So everybody's making a beeline for the train station or coming over to the coasters or what? Oh, it won't let you scale it, man. Alright, we'll get rid of that. We might manually place a couple of these. Go with that there. Maybe something like that. That's pretty close. Get the bubble fountains. I'd probably place those lower. So can we grab all of them? Yeah, that should be a bit better. And maybe we can do... Let's try this. Put this right up on top. That's a bit low. Yeah, there we go. I think that's a bit better. I could do the larger ring so it's not like blocked off completely. Yeah, let's... Yeah. That actually just looks, you know, better and makes more sense. Find some sort of benches. Yeah, there we go. And I'm not fully sure that that's the way I want to keep it ultimately, but it's a good start and it gives, you know, something around this coaster. Ha! Out! Feel like we need some sort of cameras over here. I wonder if we can slap one up on the side of a palm tree or something like that. Would be kind of interesting. Yeah, it does let you attach them to a tree. It's not going to cover a whole lot. But it fits the purpose. It doesn't have full coverage, but we can also... put a security post back here. Oh, that camera doesn't have power. So we need to add a power facility. Yeah, it's just gapped, like over here. So, honor the mountain. Easiest way to take care of that. Alright, so we've got this spruced up a bit better. Guests are flooding this side of the park. There's not nearly as many over here, but it is getting a little bit more of a crowd. And we've got a few more people coming over here. Oh, we just need more scenery around here, more trees to make it more vibrant. Kind of like we did up over there. But, yeah, a little over 2 hours. Yeah, I think this is a good point for me to leave it off, for the evening. So I'm going to go ahead and save here, and we'll pick up potentially tomorrow, or I might take the evening off. I'm not totally sure yet, but we'll see. So that's going to do it for this one, folks. Hope you all enjoyed it. Thanks for hanging out, and yeah, we'll pick back up soon, and as always, until then, take care, stay safe, out, and we'll see ya.